Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. There's been a lot of crazy things going on with Ubisoft and the new Assassin's Creed Shadows announcement. And to be honest, I really didn't want to make this video. But then the situation has been going so freaking out of control that the entire internet is just filled with all the things that's happening with Ubisoft. And fans are absolutely hating Ubisoft at this point for even creating Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, what's funny is that everything just got super heated up with Ubisoft just because they made Yasuke the main protagonist, who's a black samurai character. That seems like not a lot of fans are really appreciating what Ubisoft has done with the main character of the game. Now, usually when developers do stuff like this that fans are not really happy about, it just ends with a lot of dislikes and a massive hate, and that's pretty much it. The developers are still going to make money, the game is still going to succeed, and a lot of players are just going to calm the freaking hell down over the ears. But that does not seem to be the case with Ubisoft, however, because if you take a look at this chart right here, which is the stock market prices of Ubisoft, and this was recorded on May 15th, which is on the day as to when the official trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows dropped. And apparently there was like a 15% drop of Ubisoft stocks, which was recorded by That Park Place on Twitter, who says that Ubisoft stocks plummet 15% after Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer was debuted and failing to meet forecasted sales figures. And one of the fans' reply is actually pretty funny, which says that get woke, you go broke, and that actually kind of makes sense a lot. And honestly, things were really taken as a joke when people started saying that, Yasuke is not really a good fit for Assassin's Creed Shadows and whatnot, just because he was a black character, and people really wanted to have that Japanese samurai character who is a native of that country, or that culture or whatever. But then it kind of makes sense that if Ubisoft is making a Japanese game that is set in feudal Japan, and fans have been asking for this game for over a decade. We were all just waiting for an Assassin's Creed game that was set in feudal Japan time, and it finally happens. And Ubisoft decides to make the main protagonist as a black character, and then they give us a bunch of reasons as to why they did it, yada yada yada, because Yasuke was one of the historical characters and he was a samurai and whatnot. But then things got so out of hands that Ubisoft themselves came out and gave fans an explanation as to why Yasuke was supposed to be the main character of this game, and they even shared this historical photo with a fan, which seems like this is supposed to be the original photo of Yasuke. And most probably this guy on Twitter named Papa UWX, he might have commented that Ubisoft is wrong in whatever they're doing with the black character, to which the press department of Ubisoft replied to him, and he says that after speaking with the Ubisoft PR, they sent me this picture of Yasuke and his family. Now, this picture was taken by Rurouni Kenshin, and Ubisoft confirms a certain Joseph Joestar helped Yasuke learn fluent Japanese. So this picture right here was sent by Ubisoft basically to confirm that Yasuke was a real historical character and that he had a family and he was part of the samurai group and all that. So they actually did this in defense of what fans have been claiming, that Ubisoft has gone completely woke and they just wanting to push the woke agenda in order to just give us a black character rather than just giving us a Japanese samurai. That anyone that wants to play a game that's set in feudal Japan would obviously look for a protagonist that is of course from Japan, and then it would come out as a surprise if you're playing as a black character. So that's really weird in one of the perspectives. But one of the things that I actually saw from a Twitter user named Censored Men, who actually made a pretty good statement about this entire situation. And as far as what I've seen online, a lot of people have commented a lot of things about the situation. But the most sensible replies that I've seen so far on the internet comes from this dude named Censored Man, where he says that the whole Yasuke in Assassin's Creed situation is actually very interesting, as it seems to have caused a lot of confusion among liberal gamers. And I actually like the way he says liberal gamers, because he's just differentiating between the type of gamers that are really hating this game and some people that actually understand what's going on here. Now, Assassin's Creed decided to go to Japan for the very first time ever, and they chose a black samurai as the main character, which is historically, Yasuke wasn't how he was portrayed in the game, of course. And that's because, Ubisoft kind of just over-exaggerated the role of Yasuke during his time in feudal Japan, because Yasuke was not really a warrior samurai. He was a slave. And then the king that was ruling Japan back in those time, who I believe was Lord Nobunaga Samai. And this dude was really fascinated to know that there are black people out there. And he really liked the fact that Yasuke was black, and he decided to, use him as a puppet who would carry the swords of an actual samurai warrior. So according to history, this is basically what happened to Yasuke and how the entire storyline of Yasuke is all about. But then Ubisoft decided to just, over-exaggerate that stuff and make Yasuke as the main protagonist of the game, being as a war general. And of course, this kind of got a lot of fans super angry about the entire situation. And reading further, it actually says, on one hand, you'll have liberal gamers saying that it's fine, and the gamers are only annoyed at the decision because they're racist or hate black people. But on the other hand, you're having liberals who are calling the cultural inappropriation and believe it's essentially taking away from Japanese culture. And then you have another large part of gamers who believe that an Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan should have a Japanese main character. Now, the decision to cast Yasuke as the main character for the game has alone been extremely poorly received in Japan itself, as an evident from the like to dislike ratio for the Japanese game's trailer. And of course, this is the most interesting situation here, because the game was not even welcome in Japan. Now imagine an Assassin's Creed game that is set in your own country. Would you as a fan not be excited for a game that's set in your own hometown or your country, where Ubisoft is trying to represent your culture and all that stuff? And fans from Japan are actually very angry about this whole situation, that they casted Yasuke as the main character because he's not historically accurate, and whatever Ubisoft showed off in the trailer is completely opposite of what really happened in the history, and they're just using Yasuke as an excuse to portray a black character as the main character. And some of the Japanese fans are claiming that Ubisoft is just making the woke agenda just get pushed on. And it's not just talks at this point, because if you go down and take a look at the Ubisoft's official trailer of Assassin's Creed Shadows, you can actually see that it only has 2.6k likes, whereas it has 24,000 dislikes on the official Ubisoft Japan YouTube channel itself. Now, it's not just hate from Japan studios, it's also hate from all over the world. Like, the entire trailer was received extremely poorly, and as a result, there was a massive drop of 15% in the share market prices of Ubisoft. Now, I'm just wondering that if this could happen to Ubisoft by simply just releasing a cinematic trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows and people being mad at the character that they have just casted, then just imagine what would happen once they release the gameplay trailer and then comes like the launch trailer. So each time any trailer or any announcements are made for Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's only going to be dropping their share markets, and Ubisoft is going to be losing millions and trillions of dollars just because people are actually mad about the casting. And to be honest, man, I don't know where the entire gamers were when Naughty Dog decided to cast Bella Ramsey. Like, just take a look at the new season 2 for The Last of Us TV show, where Bella Ramsey is literally the same as she was in the season 1, and she's supposed to play as a 19-year-old Ellie, and it just makes no sense or whatever. But still, Naughty Dog is just cooking, they're just pushing the agenda, whatever they want to do. So I don't really know where the fans were when they did this, but then right now when Ubisoft does a black character, it's just outrageous at this point. But guys, in my honest opinion, I would say that it really doesn't matter, because Yasuke is a really interesting character, and we play as a character who doesn't really know about the culture of Japanese, and then he's someone that's exploring Japan at the same time we fans are going to be exploring the game. And it kind of makes sense at the same time, because since Yasuke is an outsider, he's not going to be very attached to what he wants from life, because now that he has his own choice to make, and now that he's a samurai, he kind of makes a decision whether he wants to stay as a samurai or he wants to help the hidden ones, or maybe even join the hidden ones and become an assassin. So that's probably why Ubisoft kind of chose a character that is not really Japanese. But then I completely understand as to why fans are extremely angry at this point, because when it comes to a Japanese game, of course we want to play as a Japanese character, and kind of just feels a little bit disrespectful that Ubisoft chose a black character. But then once again, man, if you're someone that has been playing Assassin's Creed games, then you would probably know that Assassin's Creed is not about following history. It's a game that's always been all about fiction. It's a game that's just made for fun. Nothing about Assassin's Creed honestly is historically accurate because we have a magical apple which could literally destroy the world. And if you take Assassin's Creed Odyssey, for example, you start off a game playing as a Spartan chief Leonidas, and then you slowly move on to playing as a daughter or son of Leonidas. And then at the end of the game just takes you to fight Cyclops, dragons, monsters, and all that stuff. And even if for 1 second you think that Assassin's Creed is really historically accurate, then I think you probably need a reality check at this point, because it's definitely not historically accurate, and neither does Ubisoft wants to be historically accurate. They're just trying to do a game that's fun for players to play, and I guess it's their game and they can do whatever they want. If you like it, then enjoy it, and maybe if you don't like it, I guess it's just a video game, bro. You don't have to get super mad at this. Neither is it some kind of a historical representation. It's just a game that's made for fun. If you like it, just enjoy it. I personally, I will be playing this game, and of course I'm going to be getting the gold edition, which has the season pass, and I will be covering all the latest content for this game on this channel. So make sure that you guys are keeping your eyes peeled for all of that content that's coming up for this game, and let me know what do you guys think about this entire situation. Are you someone that actually is super mad that Ubisoft made Yasuke as one of the main characters? Now of course we have Naoe, who's also a native of Japanese culture, so we kind of are playing as a Japanese character, but then we also have an extra addition who is not a Japanese culture or maybe even a Japanese man. So that's the one thing that fans have been really upset about. I would love to know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to read the comments, because this is the one video that's gonna have like super interesting comments, and I just cannot wait to go ahead and read them and reply to as many of you guys as I possibly can. If you guys are going to enjoy this video, drop a like on this video, because it really helps out the channel, it helps out the videos, and it kind of just keeps me motivated in order to bring a better content for you guys and whatnot. Now if you guys are looking for a YouTube channel that covers all the latest coverages of upcoming games, then make sure to go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and turn the notifications on. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you guys on tomorrow's video, because it's currently 3 in the morning, and I've been sitting out here trying to speak as slowly as possible so that I don't wake up my neighbors and people that are sleeping in my house. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video real quick and get everything out of my chest. So I would really appreciate it if you guys could just show your support, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.